story is usually different because even the educators, some of them don't understand this, and so they just want to force things, force things on people, and then there is no exact structure around what you're teaching people, which is why it then feels like, oh, so if I can, remove myself from those, from the four walls of school that as we all know it, and put myself in a place where, though it's not called a school, but I can still learn, to work on my mind. My mind is open. I can, interact with nature. I can interact with things, at that level. Then I can still be educated without actually going to, to school as people know it. I think that has to be, the major question or the major things that people want to see out of school. I want to see a place where, my interest is, is picked at. I want to see something that stimulates my brain, stimulates my mental energy, and I want to then direct it at a place. But most times we don't have that, and so it begs the question: what did I even go and do in school?
Good day, everyone. My name is Kazim Kodri, and welcome to my rant. And for today, we'll be having Dami Obaro, a very good friend of mine. He's a lawyer, but I would want him to do his proper introduction by himself when he comes up.
Okay.
Basically, for this season, we will be going over starting your career in your 20s, which would cut across a lot of places, ranging from how some people started their career, how the educational system affects our career in the first place, how to start your career, how to get jobs, stuff like that. Managing finances, I think we'll get down to that at some point. But for now, we want to go over how much good really our educational system has done for us in relation to what we do in our daily lives. So I would want to ask Dami some questions or just listen to him generally, but it's just going to be a fun conversation. And I would really like us to go on this journey together. So, Dami, do you mind introducing yourself?
Okay. Yeah. Thanks. And I'm excited to be here ranting.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my name is Dami Obaro. Yeah, I'm a lawyer. For the purpose of what we're doing here, yeah, I'm a lawyer. Yeah, I'm into corporate commercial aspects of law and transactions. Um, I think my direction is along the line of what people call the emerging areas of law, um, which has to do with IT, media.
Okay. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Oh, that's nice. So how long have you been practicing?
Okay, so I got to the bar in 2018. That's 4 years. 4 years. 4 years. Okay.
I'm a lawyer.
Four
so,
years. Just 4 years.
yeah, 4 years. I don't think there's a career path you take that 4 years is not like getting to mid or starting to climb your seniority
Yeah.
practically.
Yeah.
So
Well,
yes,
you're right.
yes, as a lawyer now. Sorry for our listeners that I know Yoruba. As a lawyer, let's say senior lawyer. Let's put it that way. Okay, so I want to get a bit of background from you, Dami. So, what school did you go to? I believe you studied law because you're not. I don't think your profession allows you to study something else and put to your future. So, what school did you go to? What around what time? So, yeah. And one interesting thing that happened in school. I learned this from a meeting I had recently today. So, like, what was one interesting thing that happened to you in school?
Okay. And then you mess up Ibadan. Uh, 20 was it now 2012 to 2017 there about 2012 2017, yeah. Interesting thing that happened in school. Okay, yeah, there's an interesting thing which actually we'll probably talk about as the round goes on. Was that so I was I was elated to be in UI studying law. I was like, for my school then, my school is International School Ibadan, and that's my secondary school. About 6 to 7 of us got to, so we're about 200 students. I think we're about 80 art students then. It was about 7 of us that got into UI to study law, which was like the top stuff in uni that everybody there could get, quote and unquote, of course. Now we know better, but for them it was like good. And there was this whole oh yeah, I've arrived kind of thing.
Yeah,
Um, and
lawyer.
I like there was nobody could tell me that at the end of my first year I shouldn't be on a first class, just balling and rolling and stuff. But interesting thing was that overconfidence, and there was this course in English that I thought I knew it, and and then I did it. I was so terrible. I felt that the lecturer was like, this boy, let's not make him fail. Let's just give him the scoreline on the man. Let's give him 40. Come on, look, come on, father, you don't come
Gosh,
again.
let my people go.
Like get, and it really affected me. I wouldn't even lie. Yeah, so I think that was an interesting thing, and it taught me a very, very huge lesson. Yeah, but it was good. Yeah.
Yeah, something I don't want to say similar happened to me, but it's close. So I think I had this, should I say, fun ride going through school. My secondary school was fun, and my uni, it wasn't like fun, but I was always busy. But I was like, should I say, star boy, quote and unquote, really, because I just had this level of grace that I didn't have to stress myself about things. Like I was already working as a software engineer, so most of the things they were teaching me, I just had to, like, okay, find out that, okay, this is the theoretical part. I'm already doing the practical part. Some of them didn't make any sense, but it was like very easy for me to like listen in the class, read a little bit, and pass exams. I wasn't aiming to get like a first class. I never thought about that in my life. But something was not happening. It was like everything was going too smooth that I had a bad semester in the sense that I was having like C, C, C. And before then, someone, there's this, like, I was one of the youngest people in my class because it was
Yeah.
I was in the part-time program, and the people that in my class are very old. Sorry to say, but like they were older than me. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
But so one of them called me. I was like, "Cousin, be calm down. Don't let pride get into your head." I wasn't at that point. You understand? Like I wasn't doing anything like it was related to pride at all. But when they said that thing, I was like, "Yeah." And interesting, it was during the exam period. So I was like, yeah, I was listening to him. In fact, I was just that day, I was just calm. I didn't do anything. So I felt like that was what I was trying to talk about. Like I was really moving up and down. And it just came out, and I remember the quote. But yeah,
Ah,
Sha, I think I could relate to the whole getting bad
yeah.
results
Yeah.
in school. I
Yeah.
think it affects a lot in you. Trust me. But people that have not had bad results, trust me,
Literally
you
scars you. You can remember.
and like, yeah, it will calm you down. There's nothing that is not calm you down. Okay, so
Yeah.
I think there's something I'm always curious. There are few professions. I think I mentioned this earlier that you don't require, like, you're actually required to take the specific degree to go through a specific route to get to that career path, which is I think we have medicine, law, I think pharmacy, I can't remember, but those are like the few that are coming to my head right now. So, which means that if you want to be a lawyer, you had to pass through this route. But
Yeah.
was there at any point for you that you thought that, okay, you didn't want to become a lawyer, you just wanted to like chill and have fun? Because I feel I had that a lot of times. Well, I don't know. Did you ever feel like that at some point?
Okay, so no, no, I didn't, I've never had. Of
Wow.
course, there are times when I don't know, when it wasn't so smooth. But
Okay.
so what I've always done, um, is, so from the get go, I had a resolve. This is what I
Mhm.
wanted to do, and for me, it was like,
Oh,
okay, let me look around my space and feel, okay, is this the best thing that I can do, that I can be doing within my space? So, um, I felt it was. I resolved that this is the best thing that I could be doing. And so what I then started to do was to get myself involved, with I interacted, which means I did internships. I did. I related with senior friends, senior colleagues. In the university, I did during the holidays, I would do internships, all over Ibadan. Well, was it fun? It wasn't fun. Nobody's gonna pay you, but you just
It's
wanted to
also
be out
true,
there.
definitely.
Yeah. So I don't think I had any no, I want to do something else. No, I didn't have any
Okay,
moments like that. But there were
okay,
there were tiring times. There were very unencouraging times. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Okay, cool, cool. So, let's put it this way. You finished school, I think, roughly around 2017, right? Because I believe you were called to by in 2016, I'm sure you finished in 2017. Right? Is that how it works?
Yeah, yeah, yes.
Okay, so
So you finish uni and then you go to law school.
okay.
Yeah.
So, I think one of the questions I already plan on asking, which is very similar to the topic, is was the difference between what you studied in school and what you are practicing now, like how far apart it is? Like on a scale of 1 to 10, how far apart is it? Like, let me first ask that. On a scale of 1 to 10, how far apart is it?
On a scale of 1 to 10, meaning very far is 10,
10
not
is
so
like,
far.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so I think uh like 4.
4. Interesting.
Okay, wait. No, like six, which
Okay.
means it's quite far. Six, six,
Okay.
six, six,
Yeah.
six.
Wow.
It's quite
That's
far, but
interesting.
you could find
You, okay.
you will still find it in actual practice. Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. Interesting.
But
So,
so the way is the way you do. I don't know if you remember this thing. The way you do. Can you hear me?
yeah, I can hear you. It was breaking a bit, but I can hear you.
So you know how that you do like an example that is very easy. Your teacher teaches you a very simple
Yes.
example,
Yeah,
and then
yeah, yeah, yeah.
you get to
They
the
give you
exam.
quadratic equation.
Everything is okay. This is what you taught me. Teacher, this was not what we
Okay,
discussed. That kind of thing. So
okay,
it's a little like that, but you will still find reference to it. So it's just how they give you a little, but you still have that little that can actually help you. Yeah,
okay.
but you still have to then apply yourself to make good. Yeah.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, but there's always something that
Yep.
hits me differently is that when we are going through school, we take some, I don't want to say called, permit me with a lack of better word, we take some unnecessary courses. Have you, like, were there things like that for you? Because I feel like I took some courses that I've been trying to find a relation of those courses to my life. I know there's this quote that no knowledge is wasted, but I don't see the usefulness of that course in my life. Are there courses like that in law or in is it law? Is it
Well,
law you guys do? Yeah. No.
yeah, it's law. It's law. Yeah. So I don't think there are courses like that though. The only thing that I think was very different was maybe when we were in 100 level, when we were doing we did Latin,
Oh,
did some
well,
funny
it's
stuff.
not if you that you traveled, you probably use it not to put
Well,
it.
exactly.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. But then again, you still find a little relevance for it if you study some things, if you go
Yeah.
further in some things. But
You
that
definitely have to
one
learn their languages.
exactly. But that one's like the farthest. So the other things we did things like psychology, which is very important if you're talking about
Yeah,
emotional
definitely.
intelligence and relating with people. Yeah, I think we did some funny courses related to something biblical, religious studies, something about I don't know, King Philip, all those Greek kings. I think that has to be the most irrelevant. We just did it so we just have like 70. You add it to your mark so that you get your grades. For me, I don't think those were relevant. But apart from those, every other courses we did as time went on was related to the law, and then their relevance for you would then depend on whether you toe that line
Okay.
in practice.
Okay.
But
So
then, if you don't toe that line, what it means is you can actually even use the skills that you used to solve that to do other types of practice of law. So they remain relevant
okay.
nonetheless.
So in summary, it's like that you learn some transferable skills. If I'm getting it right, so you can actually use it in other
Exactly.
parts of that same job.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Which I think makes law, I would say, more interesting, really, because sometimes when I think about some other, should I say, other fields, really, like some people take some courses, and I'm like, like especially in Nigeria, because I would want to say in Nigeria, because if I'm bringing my context to the larger world, I think there will probably be jobs for them. But in Nigeria, I don't think anyone will hire you based on that thing you studied. So which always brings my head back to like, why do we have to go to school in the first place? Because if most of the things we eventually want to do, we can get to do it outside of the four walls of the school, or can get to learn it, if I would say correctly, outside of the four walls of the school. Why then would you advise someone to go to school? Like now, I'll say except for a lawyer, because you already broke it down. Like technically, you have to
Yeah.
everything you learned came in handy in your current
Mm.
profession. So, but why should you like if someone asks you, Dami, why should I go to school? Please can you give me a very good reason why someone should ever go to school? Because it's confusing at all.
Okay. Amazing, amazing. So I was thinking about this earlier, and so I have two positions. Really, I have two
Okay.
positions. I would say the tougher position, which is that I think school opens our minds, and and then school believes that once I'm able to open their mind, then they can reach, the summits of themselves, of their, what they are capable of. Um, I think school is very important because what it does is it hopes to open, our minds, um, and then expect that we can take it up from there. I think that's what school hopes for, which is why an Albert Einstein can be taught the basic laws, and then it gets to a point where as he continues to ponder upon it, he can then come into all those other new dynamic laws that he created. You know, that's what I think school really hopes for. But then the story is usually different because even the educators, some of them don't understand this, and so they just want to force things on people, and then there is no exact structure around what you're teaching people, which is why it then feels like, oh, so if I can, remove myself from from the four walls of school that as we all know it, and put myself in a place where, though it's not called a school, but I can still learn, you know, um, to work on my mind. My mind is open. I can, interact with nature. I can interact with things, at that level. Then I can still be educated without actually going to school as people know it. I think that has to be, the major question or the major things that people want to see out of school. I want to see a place where my interest is is picked at. I want to see something that stimulates my brain, stimulates my mental energy, and I want to then direct it at a place. But most times we don't have that, and so it begs the question: what did I even go and do in school? Because these things that I need for life, in actual sense, I didn't get it. So I can go elsewhere and probably even find it. I can go to a technical college, or I can have a group of friends. I mean, we learned. If you read old stories, you learn how that. And I always think about this: how that some people say they were homeschooled, like their mom literally just taught them stuff, and they were brilliant. And so
Yeah, like
you have to tell, like they were. Their mom just taught them. Like you hear Abraham Lincoln was this, that. He did not go to school. They just taught him at home, and the guy is brilliant. But sometimes those things find a way of opening people's minds. It opens their mind. They are not, structured in one place. You say, oh yeah, you must do it this way. And I think sometimes the structure, what's the word, cages people, so you cannot really think outside the box and all that. But if you bring those walls down, let people think freely, let things stimulate their interest. I think that's what being educated is. Yep.
Interesting. I think I was listening to Jordan Peterson on one of his session I was having with someone, and I think he said something in this line whereby the Einstein stuff, where if Sir Isaac Newton didn't create his bedrock laws, Einstein would have something he could build on top. So I think
Yeah.
that's another thing that education should really drive towards, in the sense that um, in as much as we are going to school, is the essence of school is also like that little thing we already know, to get us more curious about it, to grow in that
Yeah.
knowledge in that field that we pick. So I think maybe really that would probably answer the question of why we should go to school in the first place. Because, but I feel it's still a tricky thing, right? Think about it this way. If and I believe you already mentioned something about like going to just like a technical institutes to learn these things. But do you
Yeah.
think it would be a thing that you can, let's assume you have the ear of the president or the governor, right? Would you advise them to stop school, or what advice would you advise for the current state of our educational system? Like what advice would you give to someone in that place of power?
Well, I think the school, the idea from the start would have been to have a place where ideas can, flow freely. It's just that so many gags have now been put on that, and then the caliber of maybe the educators have not been, as good. But school itself, as an idea, is brilliant. Like having people create a school, have people come, uniforms and all that, But all those things have played on our minds. I think the solution will be, if we're looking for solutions, will be to, have a less rigid approach to learning. Have, you could have, what they call these things. So rather than say, 30 minutes this, 30 minutes that, there should be maybe like a breakout session. There should be like in an interactive session where people, talk about ideas, and if in a free environment. I remember watching a movie. I can't remember the title now. So it was supposed to be a school of arts, and then they had all forms of me at the start. It was difficult to play when somebody was watching, or to do stuff when somebody was just watching. It just felt like it was hard, or I was freer when nobody was watching. And so there's that free. There's what freedom does when you maybe feel like, oh, nobody's going to talk you down, or nobody's really looking at you as hard. And of course, you need all those things as well. But there's, if you can have a freer, sort of educative system,
Environment here.
I think that will go a long way. Yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah.
I think that makes more sense. So back to the question I was willing to ask you in the first place. So how much good do you think the current educational system is doing for anyone that's getting into the job market tomorrow? So how much do you think that system has helped the person to get to?
Yeah. So I think it just does minimal good, because of the amount of work you still have to put some in. On yourself, to still make some, just make minimal value. Make minimal sense. So you want to pitch yourself to your employer and make them think that you are very or of high value. You have to do much more work. You have to talk to people more. You have to have seen so and so amount of videos. You have to, so there's so much I need to do, to be valuable
Yeah.
enough. I can't just bank on what I've been taught.
Extra thing.
Yes, because some of the things I've been taught are not even really practical. I mean, I know then I used to see one of my teachers come to class with some notes from 1990 something. What they also do is to update it with maybe new stuff every now and then. But they are still teaching you things from. So and they glory in the fact that they are coming to you with their 1980 something
Yeah,
notes,
like
which
it's
doesn't
the
even make.
most. Jeez, I don't know what to say about that. It's very
So
frustrating.
yeah. So that tells you that you need to work on yourself so that you are not 1987 relevant, but you are 2022
Yeah,
relevant.
true,
So
true, true, true.
yep.
Uh,
So yeah.
I think that makes more sense. Do you have any other things you would like to add before we wrap things off here?
Um. What would I like to add? So I
Or I should
believe
put it
that.
this way. Okay, okay, go
Okay.
on, go on, go on. Sorry.
Okay. So I believe that. I mean, at the end of the day, when life throws us what they call it lemons, we can make
You
lemonade
make
out of it.
lemonade. Yeah.
Yeah. And so there is really no one straight line to being what we all want to be with our careers, with our lives. And when we think about it, our careers, and the trajectory that they go is usually side by side with our life, literally. So
Mm.
when I put in context my career and where I am, I cannot divorce my life before I began to say, oh yes, I want to become a lawyer. There's that
True.
part. And whilst I'm becoming a lawyer, I also have a life, along the line. And so it's
Yeah.
important to be able to put put side by side and learn from it. So it's so the learning will never end. You would always keep learning.
Mm.
You would probably burn your hand today, and then have to use that scar, to learn
To
that
do something.
uh,
Yeah. You
get
shouldn't do
another
it this
scar.
way.
So it's a process that keeps um,
Evolving.
keep looping. And the moment you don't even loop it, you're in trouble. You're in trouble. I remember
Yeah.
somebody saying something about plateauing. So you plateau
Yeah.
when you think you have arrived, really. So you're just on one spot. And
Pride.
literally, if, yes, exactly, pride. And literally, if you're not going up, you're actually not, you're actually going down because it's not the same time, it's not the same, ball game at every level anymore. Even though you've maintained, you're good, everybody knows you're now good, but you're not getting better. So you're actually
Start.
getting, for the new moments now, you are still, you're not any
Yeah.
good. So yeah, so I think that's it. So it's a learning curve. We need to keep learning. We need to keep growing, and yeah, we are all on that journey.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you very much, Dami. Do you
Woo!
mind sharing your do you mind sharing your social media handles or any way our listeners could reach out to you?
Okay. Yes. So social media on LinkedIn. I'm Dami Obaro. Very straight. Yeah, I think on Twitter, I think I'm what was it? Dami Obaro Esquire.
You
Dami Obaro
think
Esquire.
uh yeah.
Yeah, I'm Dami Obaro Esquire. I'm sure. I'm confident that I'm Dami Obaro Esquire.
Well,
Check
you're
it.
blue now, so you don't need to worry about your sit down.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, blue. Who? So,
But yeah,
Dami Obaro.
David, thank you so much. I really appreciate spending this time to like discuss with you. Look forward to seeing you. You understand? Bring that money in. You understand those deals? Don't forget.
Hmm, yeah, we
Yeah,
are together.
have a
We gathered.
have an awesome evening and day ahead. Yeah, bye.